Well, if you ever want to become a lumberjack one day, way far away in the future, I think you have a very bright future as a lumberjack.
That's good. I like to be happy. I like to train happy. I like to be in an environment that's making me happy. If the environment that's not making me happy anymore, something's wrong with it. So, and then I have to find the way to bring the happiness back. She really helped me to get under control with my diet, because sometimes I like to chocolate, just a bunch of things.
We all do, Amanda. Hey everybody, Laura Sanko here, and I am joined by a woman who needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. Featherweight queen, former bantamweight queen, and all-around female GOAT, Amanda Nunes, is joining me today. And Amanda, I thank you so much for joining me. I know you're kind of at the peak point of your camp right now, getting ready for July 30th. And how are you doing?
Good. Thank you guys for having me. I'm very happy to be here. Everything's perfect. It's just like how it's supposed to be, happy in the right place. So ready to go.
Happy matters a lot in camp. Happy matters a whole lot. And I gotta ask one question right off the bat, because I was watching Tough last night. Now I know for you, Tough was like a while ago, but we're watching it as it unfolds on television. How did you get so damn good at axe throwing? That's my question.
I didn't even know. It's like long time ago, I saw one, but was there. I went there, pick it up, and just throw natural without nobody teaching me anything. And when they teach it, was be able to tell me couple things, and then I got it right away without even question anything.
I mean, you absolutely murdered that competition. Just
But I don't have experience at all with the axle throw at all. I just saw one time and then I wanna curious about it, and then I did good, but out nowhere.
Well, if you ever want to become a lumberjack one day, way far away in the future, I think you have a very bright future as a lumberjack.
That's good.
Talk to me, a little bit about the show, because obviously it's interesting watching it, knowing, of course, that you guys are going to fight now shortly. Was the show what you expected it to be, the experience of coaching on Tough?
Yeah, definitely was a great experience. Obviously, I want to maybe in the future be a coach. This was a perfect opportunity to see if I can fit in, see the coach too, my coach that I brought there, teachers, see how they do. So yeah, I feel like it was a good experience. I learned a lot. And yeah, hold on. Tell me the question again.
No. No, I was just going to say, was the experience what you expected it to be? Because I know for a lot of people I know that have been in Tough, but they've all been athletes. I haven't known anybody that's coached the show, and they all come back and they're like, oh my gosh, it was the best, but most difficult experience of my life. I imagine it's a little different from the coach's perspective. I was just wondering if it was kind of what you thought it would be or totally different.
Yeah, definitely. I was a little nervous for a little bit because I always coach the heavyweight guys too,
Yeah.
You never know if the guy is gonna really take the advice from me. I was more worried about the guys. I know the girls will be pretty open to learning, but when I got my team, it was completely different that I was thinking in my mind. All the heavyweights guy was open to learning. Mm-hmm. All of them was so into to learning from me, from Nina, from other coaches. That was a very, very good and very nice of them, to be able to really get into. And everything that I always say to them, Nina always say to them, they always yeah, that work, that's awesome. So, make it easy for me and Nina to be able to even keep motivated to even teach them more things. So, and yeah, I was very happy when we started working with them, and they all was pretty cool. It was pretty cute as well. It was pretty cute. Those big guys,
yeah. Do you think?
And they all call me coach. I know what's
is that a name you want to be called more in the future? Could you see yourself coaching? Habib has now transitioned to be a great coach. Is that something that you could see in your future one day?
Yeah, yes, definitely. I like everything, and I feel like, and when they was calling coach for me a little bit, I was like,
Yeah.
like it's a little bit weird, but like I have 1 month, to get used to. But it was kind of cool. I really like enjoy being there, enjoy teaching them, and then learning a bunch of things from them too. It was pretty cool.
And how about filming with Julianna? Was that what you expected? And did you learn anything about her, whether as an athlete or just as a person, about, that's maybe different than you thought through the filming process?
Uh, it's no, I was expecting like she talk a little bit, like say some things, but like she didn't say anything that much. But like Juliana is like is is how she is. And so I didn't see anything different than what I know she's.
Were you surprised though that she didn't do a little bit more chirping in person? Because in interviews she can get a little spicy, and were you surprised that spice didn't quite translate necessarily to the in-person interactions?
Yeah, definitely was a completely different Juliana that I thought she's gonna be. So, and I was ready, for really giving her back whatever she said to me, but like was different. She's like Juliana from the computer.
Well, maybe save that for the press conference then.
Exactly. Or save it for something. So if that is the strategy, all right, I don't care. Just gonna take my belt back for sure.
Well, talk to me about that. Talk to me about the camp, because obviously I think a lot of us have a curiosity about the way that you have structured your camp, and just kind of walk me through a day in the life of Amanda Nunes training for this rematch, what the types of things you're doing, what coaches you brought with you, what training partners you have. Just kind of paint a picture of what your camp looks like now that you've kind of reorganized. And I know you haven't, I think there was an idea out there that there was like this split from ATT. And from what I understand, it's not that, right? It's very much still have a great working relationship with Dan Lambert, still have a good working relationship with ATT. We're just doing our own thing and very much modeling it after what you want it to be. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, like the door is still open there, the gym. I just want to do something like, in my own this time. So like I say, like I'm grateful for everything that I did out there in the gym. So they helped me a lot. Of course, we did great things. But like at one point in my life, like I want to do this in my own now, like I feel like something tell me to do this. So, and I just gotta listen, my heart, my head. So, and yeah, my training is being great, like I told you, I'm very happy now. So, and I pretty much been working with the coach that I trained before. It's not like, oh, something new. Amanda is gonna be happy to adjust her things because a new coach is not that. So Roger Craw, he always with me in big fights for Ronda Rousey, for Valentina, for many other fights. So the strike coach, and of course I make a couple adjustments with my training partner, but this is natural. We always get like different kind of look body for your work during your camp. That's natural. Normally, you are fighting, like what do you do to get all the different looks, and the wrestling coach too. I work with this wrestling coach back in the day as well. My style. We've been working, and the new one is the jiu-jitsu coach, but he's around. He's a fighter too, so it was an easy introduction to my camp too. So, and amazing. I pretty much keep the same kind of schedule that I used to have when I become a champion, when I become a double champion. Of course, I just like putting more things, new things, and change a couple things. So, but it's pretty well, like no injuries at all. I'm like 100% is something that's really was bothering me, that I will always be able to do a full camp, my last one. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm in a new place too, so make everything easy. I have upstairs. I have a place to rest, You know, I don't need to go back home, drive home, and then go back to the gym. So when I'm done my training in the morning, I stay in my studio upstairs. I have like a very nice setup, like with the kitchen, like living room for rest, Reagan's playground too. So we have a pretty comfortable area in the gym to stay right after training, get rest, and jump in the next class. You know, so we have a full campy, like days busy, so everything to get stronger and better for the next fight.
It sounds like everything has been streamlined, and what you talked about is there is such a, I don't know, it's not something that people talk about a lot, but the logistics of your day are super important, and having to go back and forth from your house and get your food and eat your food and then come back, and then you want to take a nap but you can't take a nap. Little stuff like that absolutely matters, and it sounds like you've created just this ideal situation for you to have the best success possible. Talk to me a little bit about Nina, because I can't imagine what a help it is to have a wife and a life partner and a training partner all wrapped in one, who's with you every step of the way. Like how critical is she to this camp that I want to call it like a happy camp? Because even the second that you got on the Zoom call today, even before we were on camera, like your smile is so infectious and it's so real. And like, I can just tell, even though we're not in person, the energy is there and you seem very, very happy and content.
Yeah, definitely. You know, for so long, I don't feel how I feel. And it's very happy for me to be able to find that the same spirit that I used to have. You know, I like to be happy. You know, I like to train happy. I like to be in an environment that's making me happy. If the environment that's not making me happy anymore, something's wrong with it. So, and then I have to find the way to bring the happiness back. So this place here really bring the happiness that I was needed for, you know, my life. And yeah, Nina is a part of everything in my career, you know. So even the little things to the big things, you know, sometimes we always say like, but this is little, but that little is like, if you think about it, it's a big thing as well. We started from that little thing to get here, you know. So many things that we did it together. And also Nina know everything about me, about my body. She had like everything down, like all my diets, like the time that I awake in the morning, she know my way. She know what I can eat in that time, and how I'm gonna wake up. So she really like helped me to get under control with my diet, with, you know, because sometimes I like to chocolate, just a bunch of things.
We all do, Amanda.
So, but like when she tell me like, you can today, but like tomorrow you not. So we, even those little things that help a lot, you know. When I want to eat something that's like, this is gonna have to run in like 30 minutes later, or that
like,
is
never mind.
Exactly, never mind. So even the little things like that help me a lot, you know. And the price in training, so in everything, Nina have a fight IQ very good, you know. She be able to really see things that sometimes a lot of coach doesn't. But doesn't mean the coach is a bad coach. But like sometimes when you have a group, a lot of people see things different, you know. So, and Nina fit very well, and they help sometimes the coach to see, you know, where am I in the rounds, where that's good or bad. And so she pretty much like really is a part of it 100%, like any coach in my camp, always, you know.
I know you've talked about it a little bit. If you were to say that this camp, and I'll just say it for you, if this camp is a 10 out of 10, what number would you give the previous camp before you fought Julianna the first time? What was that, a 5 out of 10? Was that a 3 out of 10?
Man, my last camp was horrible. I didn't even number like maybe like 1, 2.
Yeah.
It's like, it was right after I had COVID. I jumped, my lungs is still pretty bad. And I was like, you know, try be able to move forward and get home like so sick. And on top of that, the injuries that I was having to going through with my knees, that was like just was mind blowing, like how everything was so bad in the camp, and I still like put in my head that I want to fight. So, and that was it. I feel like
sorry, I didn't interrupt you. Go ahead.
Back things was happening in the camp that was telling me like, maybe if UFC want to put an interim belt to make like the division go, you should let it and then get 100% and then, jump in again. But I decided to step in the cage that night. But yeah, I feel like I was pretty bad in that camp.
I think it's easy to say, and I can say this with finality, like that fight does not change your legacy whatsoever. But I know it was still a difficult thing to go through. Do you feel like, though, taking that loss and having not lost in so long, has it given you any sort of, I don't know, I guess renewed sense of like hunger that maybe you didn't have before? I mean, is there something good that you can take from it?
Yeah, definitely. Everything about that fight was like very good for me. It's like, of course, I lost my belt. Nobody, I don't want to lose my belt, but it's like kind of like take the pressure a little bit from me too. It's like for so long I have the belt with me and like fight, like prepare for big fights and all those things. Like it's a lot, and it was for years and years. Everything was happening in my life so fast, and I become this, I become that, and then that's like it's a lot to cater sometimes. And I was clean the division as well. Nobody was there anymore, so of course, like it's natural you will slow down a little bit, and then also I become all those things. My life got so good, and my financials was all well taken care of. So now I want to travel a little bit. So even that, so I make all this history, but I have to do something with it.
Yeah.
I have to enjoy my life a little bit. So, and then I started like travel. Of course, I started like do things, enjoy a little bit the life that I make around me. That's if I don't enjoy, things are gonna pass by. I'm gonna get old soon, So, and I always enjoy a little bit, of course. And that fight kind of like bring that fire back, After that fight, everything's like, you know what? I cannot leave my belt. I cannot go away like that,
Yeah.
That fight was, I pretty much wasted, So I have to get 100%. I have to get in my camp like I would like to train it and jump in there 100%. And if she beat me 100%, okay. But my last fight, I wasn't. So I might as well go back, train, and then step in the cage again.
When maybe when you're laying there at night and you close your eyes and you're thinking about the fight or thinking about the walk to the octagon, what do you think the emotion is going to be when you're making that walk, and how differently do you see this one playing out?
Honestly, Lauren, like the whole camp was wrong. My whole fight week was so weird, and like I supposed to know I'm gonna lose that night, because everything was like falling apart. Like the whole week, it's like thing was weird. It was happening, and I ended up changing my walkout song as well from nowhere, and like these little things, that started like getting like weird. You feel like when something
bad juju,
like
bad energy. Yeah,
exactly. When things like start to get like weird, that's never happened before. I'm like, I've been big fights my whole career pretty much, and this one was different, the whole fight week, the whole like prepared for. So, and the walkout for me is just like I'm gonna step in there, like I didn't even like was thinking anything about it. And yeah, I feel like everything started wrong, everything was wrong. And
did you think about pulling out that fight week?
Actually, Nina was like really Nina again. So she was telling me, like, you should, but it's hard for you.
Yeah, of course.
It's hard, like a person like Nina next to me to try to like, I make me pull out the fight. It's like, it's hard for her. She never would be able to do that. I never would have listened to her. I think it's supposed to come to somebody that's I really would have been able to listen. For example, a head coach, you know, that's know everything is going on around. If a head coach would sit down and then like maybe try to get me away from the fight, I might would have listened, you know. So, but like at this point, like we, you know, like if you're gonna think about it, who's supposed to like take me from that fight, or you know, it's like it already happened. It's like we cannot like, you know, bring back anything. So we just have to learn it. But I also don't wanna like put it that weight in the coats, you know, because everybody was that think I would beat her anyways, you know. Everybody having the mindset, no, she's gonna beat like that, no problem. So it's very hard to decide, like, but like in my end, maybe if I have like a strong person that's like, listen, you know, ready, like, let's move on, you know, let's get 100% and like give him like a good, you know, shake it off.
Shake.
Exactly. Get in my arms and then say like, if you go for this fight, I'm not going with you. So you know 100%. So sit down here, like let's keep this belt. You don't need the money right now. You don't need like put your belt in the line like that. So, you know, and giving me like that, but didn't happen. And I also don't want to put this, you know, in my coach's shoulders. That's they were great with me my whole career. They did amazing. And it is what it is. Sometimes like maybe it was the Julianna's time that night. You know, she's supposed to have that.
So how different is this one going to be? How different is this fight going to be?
Definitely. You know, we're going to be 100% there. Yeah. I'm definitely like hungry, you know, especially we know each other already. Mm-hmm. So I know what she's capable of and she know what I'm capable of. Imagine if I'm even better, you know, that I'm supposed to be that night. So I give a lot of credit to her. She take, you know, hard punches, you know, she came back. But like, if I was Amanda that I know I am, I would have beat her that night.
I'm excited to see you back. I know we're all excited to see you back at 100%, and we cannot wait for that fight. Before I let you go, I have some fan questions if you're up for it, if that's okay with you.
Of course, all right. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I'm going to read these. Who is your favorite sports person of all time? Any sport?
Any sport. I can say maybe soccer. Because I grew up playing and then
you have a favorite athlete?
I might say Ronaldinho Gaúcho is one of my Ronaldinho Gaúcho, the soccer player. He's retired. So
I don't follow. I was just kidding. I don't follow soccer, and that was a beautifully pronounced name that I can't even pretend to repeat.
Ronaldinho Gaúcho. So he's one of the biggest soccer player in Brazil. And it was somebody that I always look for in the style back in the day. So, yeah.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Is there anything that you would like to see change in your sport? Open scoring, different weight classes, things like that. Anything you would want to change in MMA?
Open scoring would be cool. I think that would be a big change, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of athletes are in favor of it. What do you just like the idea of at least knowing what's happening round by round?
Yeah, and I think it would have like even like exciting fights, you know, even more, because if I see you lose, you want to like get that thing back, you know. So
they have it in Kansas, so a lot of the Invicta fights now have.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That is awesome. If that changed, that would be a big thing.
Let's see here. How do you think a potential match between Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury plays out? Can Francis box? That's the question, right?
Man, like it's very hard to talk about that one because Francis is just a monster, you know. Yeah. So, but like when you jump in another sports, like you gotta, I don't know, that would be good to see. I feel like it would be very tough for the boxer. I feel like, but I think it would be exciting for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would tune in for sure.
Yeah.
What would you be if you were not a fighter? What would your career be?
Soccer player.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did you play?
I play my whole growing up in the teenage, and then I stopped because jiu-jitsu. So I play like until my 17, 18. So
do you ever play, like, I guess you don't really have any off time, but do you ever play recreationally now just for fun?
Yeah, definitely. I just set up with a couple friends to Sunday. We jump in the field.
Nice.
Now and then I still like get even. I take Reagan the other day to play a little bit too. So
she like it?
Pretty cool. Yeah, she like it. Let's see.
Is the ball like half of the length of her leg?
Right? Yes, it is.
You gotta get those like little teeny soccer balls. Those are so cute.
I put her in the cleats, and it was the cutest thing ever. And she keeps showing me, look.
That's cute. Awesome. Let's see here. Would you ever consider a fight with Clarissa Shields, and how would that play out? An MMA fight?
Of course. I feel like anybody that's want to sign with UFC is gonna see me there,
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna retire anytime soon. Definitely. Clarissa Shields, obviously a boxer, and if I don't want to get hit, I take her down. So I would finish her on the floor.
Have you seen her fights in PFL so far?
Yeah, I did it. I think the last one that she lost, the girl was take her down and then hold her.
Yeah. Pretty clear game plan there for you. Who do you think is the greatest MMA fighter of all time? Please feel free to say yourself.
Yeah, I consider myself for sure.
I love that. Other than fighting, what is your, well, like you kind of already answered this, but other than fighting, what is your favorite sport? I'm going to go and go ahead and guess soccer.
Yeah.
Who would play you in a movie about your life?
You know who would be very well? Michelle Rodriguez. That's her name.
Yes, that is I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ideal.
Yeah, Michelle. I think her name Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she have like her personalities match with mine, and even the movie. So I think she would be a good.
Do you have a title in mind for this movie?
The Lioness.
There we go.
The Lioness.
And then last one for you, and I'll end on this one because I know your time, and this is a busy part of camp. What is your favorite moment from your career?
I have a couple good ones. It's very hard to say. Man, of course, UFC 200, the main event, like changed from nowhere. And then Misha was like the headline, the whole show. Everybody was ready for that. UFC 200 was huge. Right after the fight against Ronda, it's just like unbelievable. And after that, Cyborg is like, how we cannot talk about that fight, So I have a couple good ones, good moments. The head kick, I always want to knock somebody out with the head kick. And I knocked the specialist at it, Holly Holmes. So I always want to say, like, I've been training, like, head kick for so long in my life. I don't think I never is going to knock people out with that. I might as well have to stop doing. And then, we was playing and talk about in the Holly fight. Imagine, Nina, if I'd be able to connect in Holly Holmes this kick, that would be like huge because she's good at it. She's going to try to do it to me and then I do to her. That would be huge. $50,000. And then we was playing about it. And then happened the fight. It's like, what? It's like you should play like that every day. So, but I have a couple ones, good ones, and it's very good to remember.
It is. It is. You have had an absolutely incredible career, and you have a lot of incredible things yet ahead of you. I know it for a fact. And I just appreciate you taking some time today, Amanda. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good to see you.
Thank you. We'll see you July 30th in Dallas. Looking forward to it.
For sure. And new.
And new. I love it. Thank you so much, Amanda. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Subscribe today and remember to hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.